Hey, I'm a poet and a writer, and on this channel I like to do lyric reactions and breakdowns to K-pop videos. And this whole month I'm doing BTS songs because BTS is what started it all for me. BTS is still my ultimate bias, like I adore them. Today, what I would like to do is a song that I think has really beautiful, really poetic lyrics, and that is The Truth Untold. This is featuring Steve Aoki. I know they're very hit or miss, and sometimes like the amount of views has nothing to do with how good the lyrics are, and sometimes it's just people slightly differently interpreting lyrics. Like lyric translation is actually kind of an art form. It is an entire genre of poetry, is just translation work, and that you have to not only understand the language you're translating from and all the idioms and the things, but then also turn it into the new language. Like it's a very complex art form, and so people who are doing this, like they're doing a phenomenal job, and not everybody is going to interpret every single thing the exact same way based upon their own life and education and preferences and feelings. Like everything is going into it. So like everyone who does translations, like God bless you all, honestly, but we can't hate on them for doing the translations, but maybe they're not like perfectly accurate, and that is something we just always have to take into account when we do this. Today we are doing The Truth Untold, and let's just jump into this because I know that these lyrics are beautiful. I know that this song is beautiful. Before we get into Jimin, let's just go back because these are just stunning lyrics. So we start off with V, full of loneliness, and this garden is bloomed full of thorns. Like this garden that we grew, it's dangerous, it's not safe. And I hung myself in this sandcastle. And I'm not sure, this is gonna be another one that is completely translation, but hung myself like a painting, hung myself like a suicide. I'm not sure, that's a nuance that the particular word hung brings both things to mind. And one thing of course is a lot less happy than the other thing. So let's talk about it as though you're putting yourself as a painting within this sandcastle. Something that is going to be destroyed, something that is going to be swept out to sea, something that is temporary. And Jungkook is asking, what is your name? Do you have a place to go to? Can you tell me? I saw you hidden in this garden that's full of thorns. And I know all of your warmth is true. I want to hold your hand picking up blue flower. So we're seeing this scene, like I'm in this very temporary space, in this like thorny garden, hung myself in this, you know, very temporary sandcastle. And I'm watching you, and you seem real. You seem strong and beautiful and true. Picking a flower from this garden, like picking this flower in this thorny garden, and he's saying, I want to hold your hand. And you're already, because you're thinking, you know, roses and thorns and all of that, and if they're picking it with their hand must be strong. And so we have all of these kind of emotions set up already in this one. This song is so beautiful. I can't even handle how gorgeous this is. So Jimin says, it's my fate. don't smile on me or light on me. Like, don't watch me back. I'm watching you in this garden. I'm hiding you in this sandcastle. I'm watching you. And that's my fate, is just to watch, just to observe. Like, don't smile at me. Don't notice me. I can't come to you, and there's no name that you can call me. Like, I can't be with you. And then Jungkook is kind of saying why. Like, I know that I can't show you me. I can't give you me. Like, whatever kind of forbidden romance is going on, like whatever love I'm feeling, whatever like temptation there is to get to know you, like I can't give you that. I can't give you myself. Like, it will always be just me watching you in this garden, that you can't ever see past the mask. And then he talks about the mask. I can't show you a rundown part of myself. And this is something also, like, that's how idols live. Like, this is them watching the audience, watching their army. I can't show you the parts, is what he's saying. I can't show you the real me. Like, that's impossible. You can't see who Jungkook is outside of BTS. I put on that mask, I put on being an idol, being this artist, and go to see you again. Like, I want to be there. I want to see your smiling faces. I want you to be happy. But you can't observe me back in the same way. Like, I want to know everything about you, but there's nothing I can give back about that. Like, it's not safe and possible to give everything of yourself to millions of billions of people. You can't do it. And so I'm sure that plays, but you can just keep this forbidden romance scene in your head, but I am positive that this idol lifestyle is also what they're talking about here. Like, this part in particular, like, I wear a mask and go to see you again. I put on a stage persona. I put on who BTS is and go to see you again and see you smile, see you be happy. Like, that's what an idol and fan relationship is all about, is this right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop before we get into V. Oh god, his voice is so beautiful. Jin is almost talking about like the hope for the future, like a bloomed in a garden of loneliness rather than a garden of thorns, just loneliness. And the flower that resembles you, which I was thinking is probably the blue flower that they were talking about before. I wanted to give it to you. Like, I wanted to pick this flower for you. This flower that reminds me of you. I wanted to give it to you after I take off this mask. After I'm able to show you the real me. After I'm no longer an idol. One-on-one, as a real person, I want to be able to give you the flower and be like, I noticed you. But Jimin's saying, I know I can never do that. That this is just a wish. This is never going to happen. And he says, and I'm sure there's probably different translations, I must hide because I'm ugly. But there's also just that I must not show you the ugly parts of me. I must not be a real person. I must be this perfect person. I must be this mask. I must not show you any of the other things. I must not show you any of the real side of me. Really, the vocal line is showing off what they are good at. Oh my gosh, V, when he goes soulful, just in there, just gets it in there. I'm afraid. I'm run down. I'm so afraid that you're gonna leave me again, that you're gonna leave the garden, or that you're going to see the real me and then not want it and then turn away. And so I put the mask back on to go to see you. I'm afraid that the actual parts of myself, the hidden parts, the ugly parts, you're not gonna want that. And that's true of any relationship. That's why we all put on a little bit of a persona when we start dating a new person. Like, that's why the first time you interact in general with a new person, you present a certain portion of yourself and you keep a lot to yourself. And that's why not everybody gets to know every part of you. Like, there are parts that some people might not like about you. And it is very safe and good and healthy to have those boundaries and to not show everybody everything. But you know, if you're gonna like marry a person, for example, those things will come up, so they do need to know them eventually. Again, like, this is the fear. I'm so afraid that you're going to leave me in the end, that you're not going to want these things. And so when I see you, I will be wearing this mask again. No matter how much I want to show you this other part of me, I can't. What I can do is in the garden, in this world, on the stage, in front of a camera. And what I can do is watch you from here and be part of this fairy tale. I bloom a pretty flower that looks like you. I bloom that blue rose, is what I keep thinking. I keep thinking of a blue rose. It didn't actually say a blue rose, but you know, blue roses don't occur in nature. That's something that you have to manufacture. And breathe as the me that you know. I put on this performance, I create this beautiful thing for you and continue to be the person that you can see. I continue to wear the mask, but I still want you. And so Jin is asking the real question, if I had the courage back then to stand in front of you, like this first moment that they're talking about. They bring up the sandcastle again, this first moment watching you in the garden. If I had just stood up and been myself, not put the mask on, not hidden anything, just been fully me, would things be different now? Like, maybe would you have never wanted me? Would you want me more? Would we be together? Like, what would change if I had just simply been myself from the beginning? It's a fair question, and one that, like, he doesn't really have an answer to. And Jimin's saying, like, but this is the thing that haunts you. I'm crying at this, despaired, fallen, on the sandcastle that's left alone, looking at the broken mask. So the mask that he's been wearing is broken. The person seeing the true you, the ugly self inside. At some point the mask will break or the mask will fall off. And so they're saying the sandcastle that I hung myself in is by itself looking at this broken mask. And if I had just shown you the me inside before, would you have wanted me without this mask? And the sandcastle is going to wash away, because that's what sandcastles do. And I think it's interesting that in the end, the plea is that, but I still want you. Like, here are all of the reasons I can't have you. All of the reasons, like, you might not want me. But my deepest desire is you. And for an idol, that's actually kind of saying a lot. But, like, no matter what, I still want this. I want the fans. I want to connect with people. I want people to want and appreciate me. Knowing that at any point, the mask could break. And that might mean that nobody's there afterwards. That nobody still wants you, but you still want that experience. You still want this other person in the garden, even though it can't happen. One-on-one, it can't happen. They're not allowed to date. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Easily one of my favorite vocal line performances. Easily. Oh, I love it so much. They get to each show off something really beautiful in their own voice, and the lyrics are gorgeous and just deeply heartfelt. Like this forbidden romance angle at what it is to be an idol is really powerful, and I really love it. What are your favorite vocal line songs from BTS? Like, is this your favorite too? Cause like, oh. However, there is one performance where Jimin is like really sick and his voice, and like he kind of breaks down. I can't watch that one. That one gets me. Oh, I can't do it. When Jimin's sick, I can't watch those ones. It makes me so sad for him. The poor baby needed to be resting. It is sad how hard they push themselves, but that's how you get to where they are too, so. Anyway, the rest of this entire month there will be more BTS. Leave your favorites down below. We'll see if we get to them too. And I'm gonna get into solos. I think next I want to get into the rapper solos from Map of the Soul, and I really want to get into the vocal line solos from the Love Yourself series. I think those are everybody's best work. Everybody was shining in those particular solos, and so I want to get to all of them because they all have very good lyrics. So we'll be doing those ones, but let me know what else. And I post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please join me then. And definitely check out my other playlists. There's plenty more BTS. There's plenty more other groups as well that I have been looking into. Enjoy those videos, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye!